Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to yet another book video. My name is Madison and I am very happy you're here. So what I thought would be fun today is to do the Instagram followers choose my reads for the week. The reason why I thought this was a good idea is because I just finished the first two books in the Knock 'Em Out series, and if you've never read the Knock 'Em Out series, those are literally like 500-page romances, like they are this thick, and I am completely romanced out. If I don't have fantasy in my brain right now, I'm going to implode. So I'm putting a pause on the third book and I'm going to read fantasy books this week. And what I did is I went to my Bookstagram and I put up 3 stories and I pit a fantasy book against each other in each story. And I colored them in and did the emoji things, and I think this is such a good idea. So I'm going to look at the results and see what I'm going to be reading this week. So the first one on the left, I put a little heart emoji, an island emoji, and like a dead rose, and that one was Lark by Alex Astor, and the reason why I did all that is especially the heart, obviously, and then I think this takes place on an island, which is Lark, and then I just did the rose because like the thorns on like the outside of the book, and then the one on the right I did chains, a little like doctor, and a flower, and that one was the prison healer, and the reason I did that is because the chains, the healer, which is a doctor, and then the flower on the front cover I think went well with that. The result of that one was the left was 65% and the right was 35%. So I will be reading Lark this week, which I'm very happy about. Alex actually followed me on TikTok and I was like really excited to read her book, and I'm finally getting to it, so I'm very excited to read it. And then the next one, the one on the left, is a little magic hat, a magic wand, and a 6 emoji, and it was the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. And the reason why I did like the magic and the hat is because they are magicians in this book, and then the 6, obviously Atlas 6. Then the one on the right was a little blood spot and a crown, which was the Red Queen. And I really don't know much about this, so who won? The one on the left only had 28% and the one on the right had 72%, so the Red Queen won that one. And then the last one, the one on the left, I put 2 key emojis and then a crown, and the one on the right I put a window and then a dark circle. And the one on the left was the Throne of the Fallen, I don't know if I'm saying that right, carrying Maniscalco, I think. This is a thick one, so. And then the one on the right was one dark window, hence the window emoji and the singular dark emoji. The one on the left had 67% and the one on the right had 33%, which is actually shocking. I thought a lot of people would have picked one dark window. So the winners for this week are Lark, Red Queen, and the Throne of the Fallen. However, I think I'm going to jump in to Lark because I am very, very excited to start this. So if you don't know what Lark is about, I'm going to read the back because it actually explains it very, very well. It says, "Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide, and each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything." So I'm very excited because I need a romantasy, and I think Lauren Roberts, the author of Powerless, and Alex Astor are friends, and they kind of like wrote their books at the same time or published them at the same time. So I'm really excited. So I am going to start reading this and I will update you throughout the week. Ignore the bangs, they're doing their own thing right now. I am about halfway through Lark, and I'm gonna give an update. I think I kind of got the gist of it by now, finally. Every 100 years, there is an island that comes about, and there are 6 realms altogether, and there is a ruler in each realm. and every single one of them is cursed, and every 100 years they get the chance to break the curse, but someone has to die. So that is basically the gist of it. I don't know how much I'm enjoying it so far, and I'll tell you why. It's not that there's a lot of world building, because there is, and obviously there needs to be that, but everything seems like it's all over the place. It says on the back to host a deadly game. Like, nothing has happened yet. There's been no game. Like, they've just all been talking to each other, doing demonstrations on like their powers, and that's it. Nothing has happened yet, and I feel like everything's all over the place. Like, at first she was doing this, and now she's doing this with this person and this with this person, and there's just so many characters and so many things, and it's hard to keep up with, and I'm kind of bored. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of bored. I'm forcing myself to like keep reading this and not like putting it down after every single chapter. And it's long. Like, I thought I was gonna be able to get through this like super quick. It's 409 pages and I am on 205, so I have 200 pages left. And I'm bored. I'm bored. There's too much going on to the point where I'm like confused on what's happening. My hair looks very yellow in this light all the time, and I don't know why, because my hair is like white blonde. I wanted to give that update. I'm bored and I'm confused and there's too much going on, and everyone that I like seen talk about it was like, oh, there's like twists and turns and stuff. I'm halfway through and not much has happened, so I'm hoping it gets a little bit better, but at the pace I'm going right now, I would not read the second book, but I'm gonna continue and give an update later. I'm so happy I'm done with this book. I did not like it at all. I did not want to pick it up when I was reading it. I just wanted to finish it. I did not like the writing in it at all. I feel like there's a lot of plot holes in this, and I am a very big annotator, like very big. I love annotating my books, highlighting things, tabbing things. This is the tabs I have. In the red were quotes I like, and usually there's so many quotes in a book that I will tab. I have one. Just really did not like this book. I don't know if I ever went over my rating system on here, but I did give this a 2-star. I like the fantasy aspect of it, but the actual book and the writing, I absolutely hate it. Whenever I give something a 1-star, it's absolutely not. A 2-star is just not for me. 3 stars is I enjoyed, would recommend. 4-star is loved, 100% recommend. And 5-star is my new Roman Empire. God crafted this book, obsessed. This is a 2-star just because I love fantasy, so like being able to escape into a new world was fun. But this actual book for me just was an absolute like no. Like, I really did not like it. And I hate saying that because the author seems really nice. I don't know what it was. Like, everything was so confusing in my opinion. There were so many characters, there were so many like different things to keep up with. It's not even that the world building was hard. It's just like I feel like we went from one plot to another to another to another without finishing the other plot, if that makes sense. Personally, this was just not the book for me. I'm feeling a little bit slumpy now because I literally was forcing myself to read this and I just was not enjoying it. I think I'm going to start the Red Queen next because it's a little bit shorter and I need something short like that, and the Throne of the Fallen is a lot thicker, and after this book, 400 pages of just me forcing myself to read it, I need something that's short, and I'm hoping I like the Red Queen a lot better. This was a disappointment and I really did not enjoy it. There was something else I wanted to add too. Whenever I was reading it, I found myself like thinking about anything else I could possibly, and not seeing and understanding the words, so then I had to go back and reread them. Like, it was like one of those books. And I also like, I vividly remember reading and thinking in the back of my head, oh my god, I don't want to be reading this. This is so annoying. I hate this. I want this to be over, as I'm reading the words, and then I had to go back and reread them. It was just like, it wasn't for me. And I don't know. The second one I think came out recently. It's called Nightbane. I really didn't like it, so I don't know if I'm gonna read it. And I'm usually not someone who will start a book in a series and not continue it. but I really like did not enjoy it. I don't know, we'll see. Not anytime soon, at least. My OCD gets the best of me, and if I start a series, I feel like I have to finish it. And even if like I know in the back of my head like I don't want to, or I'm not going to, I'll just be like, oh, I'll read it eventually, and it makes me feel better. But as of right now, there will not be a reading of the second one because I did not enjoy the first one at all. I think I'm gonna start Red Queen. I really hope it's better. I started Red Queen. I think I have the gist of it by now. I started reading it on my Kindle because I discover my Kindle again every like few months. So basically in this world, there's people with red blood and silver blood, and the silver blood people have powers and the red blood people are like normal people. But in this world, they're like very low society. It's hard to get jobs, it's hard to eat, like they live in the slums, very bad. The silver people, rich, elite. So Mare meets this guy and she pickpockets him. And he stops her and he ends up giving her like a bunch, like a good amount of money. And she ends up telling him like the story about her family and like how they just are very poor and they can't get jobs, and she's going to be sent off to work because she can't find a job. And the next day she is called in to serve the royal family as a servant. And it turns out the guy she met is the prince. It's not a spoiler or anything. You figure this out like within the first 2 chapters. So that's what's happening right now. She actually ends up serving the royal families and everything, and something happens and it turns out she has powers that silvers have, but she has red blood. So she's kind of like this very special person because she has red blood, but she has powers that the silver people have, and that's not how it goes. So basically, so no one asks questions, the royal family adopts her into the family, and they say that she is a long lost child of a silver soldier who fought in the war. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm really enjoying it. I really love Cal, who is the prince, but the brother is there too, and I feel like there's gonna be like a love triangle between them. But it's really good. Very dystopian vibes, which I really, really like. I love the Hunger Games movies. I love the Divergent movies, and I never read them, which is crazy to me because I'm someone who needs to read the books before they saw the movies, but the movies and everything came out when I wasn't like super into reading when I was younger. So that's where I am now. I'm reading it on my Kindle. I'm about 30% through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. But I'm gonna eat my butter noodles, and then I'm gonna continue reading and see how much more I can get done for the day. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am not feeling great today. That annoying thing visited me this month, and I get like really bad flu symptoms whenever I get it, and I have just been like achy, nauseous all day. So I wanted to give an update on Red Queen. On my Kindle, it says that I am 57% through, but like in the actual book, like I only have this much left. So I don't know what that's about, but I'm on chapter 20 out of 28. And so there's like a love triangle, and it's the main girl and then 2 brothers. Think of it like Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah in The Summer Turned Pretty, where everyone likes Conrad. I like Conrad, where a lot of people like Conrad, but he's like not the right choice, and Jeremiah is like the nice one. That's how it is in this one, but I think the nice one is like actually evil. And that's just like the vibe I'm getting. Like, I just don't think he's that nice. So that's my prediction right now. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. Like, the chapters are quite long, so that's kind of why I'm reading it on Kindle. And it's going really, really fast, and I'm really enjoying it. I really like the main character. She is very likable, and usually I feel like sometimes main characters aren't likable for some reason. You would think that a lot of the main characters would be likable, but a lot of the time I read and I'm like, they're really annoying. But I'm not feeling the best, so I think I'm going to finish up this book since I don't have a lot left. It would be time to start The Throne of the Fallen, which is just, it's like large, but also at the same time the text is quite big. That's just a little update for you guys. I have the worst headache in the world, and I literally thought that caffeine was not good when you have headaches, and my mom's like, are you stupid? Like, that's the best thing for you when you have a headache. So I'm drinking my Alani, and I'm just gonna read. And my mom went and got pizza, so I'm gonna eat that when she gets back, and that's just gonna be my day. I was supposed to go to a workout class tonight, and I just couldn't do it because I just feel like shit. So I'm just gonna continue reading Red Queen. Okay, it is the next day, and I officially finished Red Queen last night, and I was between a 3.5 and a 3.75 for my rating, but I think I'm gonna land on the 3.5. The reason I say that, a 3.5 is not a bad rating for me at all. I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I found myself wanting to pick it up and know what happens next because a lot of the chapters do end on kind of like cliffhangers-ish, and it was just a very action-packed book, and I really enjoyed that. It kept my attention, but I just didn't feel very attached to the characters. Like, I feel like there's certain characters in here that you're supposed to be attached to and really enjoy because they were nice to the main character when everyone else is kind of like hates her or doesn't think she's good enough because she's red. And I just didn't care for them that much. And I was just like, I don't really care. Even like the main characters, Cal, Maven, and Mare, who are the main three characters, I didn't really care for them that much. I did, however, like the main character, the narrator, Mare, because a lot of the time I think main characters, for some reason, I've said this before, are just written very annoyingly, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed her. But I enjoyed the story. I thought it was captivating. Wasn't super attached to the characters. There is 4 other books. It's a quartet. It's the Red Queen Quartet, and I'm definitely interested in reading them, but it's not like one of those instances where I like have to go to the store immediately and get it and read the next one. Like, I felt like that with like Once Upon a Broken Heart or Magnolia Parks or Fourth Wing. I immediately picked up Iron Flame after I read Fourth Wing, and it's just not like that for me right now. Like, I just don't feel the need to run to the store and get the next one. It's just like, I'll read it when I read it. But wasn't bad, wasn't my favorite. So the first book was a 2-star, this was a 3.5. We have one more book left in this video that my Bookstagram followers picked for me, and we are going to get into Throne of the Fallen. I just want to appreciate the cover of this real quick. That's like a gorgeous cover, and I just realized that I have a signed edition, which is really fun. So it's signed. So I don't know if I said this last night, but like the font is actually fairly big in this. Like, it's a thick book, but the font is fairly big. So I'm gonna get into this and start reading it, and I will give you guys an update. If you need comfy PJ sets, Grey Bandit has the cutest like comfy PJ sets. That's where this is from. What I want to say is I so appreciate when an author makes a book exciting. I literally am just about to start this, and I just want to show you. You have the map, and then you have a quote after the dedication, and then you have a little pre-story, and then there's the prologue, and then right when you're about to get into part 1, there's like a rules of conduct for the game in the book. I just think that is so fun, and it makes reading so much more interesting, and it just attaches me more to the book whenever there's different things like that that make it even more interesting to read. So this is already off to a really good start. I can't even lie, I am eating this book up. I like literally am eating it up. If you are like someone who really likes the jealousy trope, you will love this book because the main guy in this book is literally the Prince of Envy. The Prince of Envy. And she gets super jealous too, but the Prince of Envy. He's literally the Prince of Jealousy. Like, he rules the underworld portion of, like, he's the Prince of Jealousy. I can't even, like, I can't. He is also jealous, and he does so many cute things for her. He might have like an underlying meaning to why he's doing these things, like for his own benefit, but in reality it's because he likes her, and I literally am giggling and I'm completely eating this up. Also, I just posted a TikTok yesterday about like tips on how not to pick your phone up after every chapter, and I literally gave my phone to my mom and was like, do not let me have my phone until I get to part 2 of the book. And it's crazy how much you can read whenever you're not picking your phone up after each chapter. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I am constantly picking it up, and it's not because I'm not even enjoying the book. Like, I am eating this up, but I just, like, I'm constantly picking my phone up. But I wanted to give an update. I'm eating this up. Basically, the Prince of Envy is playing this game where he gets clues and riddles, and his first clue was to get this painting drawn by this artist who is Camilla, and she refuses to paint it because it's like a hexed image. He only gets 3 tries to get her to paint it, or else he's disqualified. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I really do suck at explaining books, which is crazy because that's what like my booktube and book talk, books room is, like literally talking about books, and I literally don't know how to explain them. But that's basically where I'm at right now, and there's just like a little cliffhanger onto part 2, and I'm like, wait, what? So I'm excited to continue reading, but that is my update for now. Been a few days, I'm not gonna lie, but I just finished Throne of the Fallen, and the reason it took me so long is because, one, I went out on Saturday. Sunday I could not do anything. I also found myself like reading this slowly because I didn't want it to end. I ended up on a 4.25 rating just because it was kind of long. There was like one point in the book where I was like, it got a little slow. I don't want to spoil anything, but the fact that this is the Prince of Envy, like he is literally the Prince of Jealousy. There was also like twists and turns in this that I did not see coming. I was able to guess one part of it, but other than that, it was so freaking good. I'm not even kidding. I recommend this so much. I didn't want it to end. And I'm pretty sure this is only a standalone, which sucks, but I did go and buy Kingdom of the Wicked by her, as well as the Jack the Ripper book. I forget what it's called. But I'm so excited to like start it because her writing's really good and it's easy to read, and the world building was really easy, and I just really enjoyed it. I 100% recommend this. That is it for my Instagram stories, pick my fantasy reads for the week. I had so much fun doing this, and it kind of like made me read books that I wouldn't have reached for first, like Red Queen and Lark. I would have probably had those on my TBR for a while. But if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.